So to be fair, the Necronomicon is really, if there is a Mardukite grimoire out there, the Necronomicon really is the only thing that would serve such a purpose, or fill such a need, should such a tradition arise. To supplement the Necronomicon spellcraft, traditionally the entities used for workings other than gatewalking, and honestly I think gatewalking is outside the scope of this series, though we may get into more details on that in another series. But to read from the Book of 50 Names, and to be clear, it's the Book of 50 Names of Marduk, Defeater of the Ancient Ones. That's the title. So definitely, and in past, in the Merlyn Stone channel, we've talked about the adoption of 50 names by Marduk when he assumes lordship in Babylon, and the significance of that with Enki, Enlil, and Marduk, and so forth. But to focus specifically on the Necronomicon, it says, "This is the Book of Marduk, begotten of our master Enki, Lord of Magicians, who did defeat Tiamat, known as Kur, known as Huwawa, in magic combat, who defeated the Ancient Ones, that the elders may live and rule the earth. In the time before time, in the age before the heaven and the earth were pulled in their places, in the age when the Ancient Ones were rulers of all that existed and did not exist, there was naught but darkness. No moon, no sun, no planets were there, and no stars, no grain, no tree, no plant grew. The Ancient Ones were master of spaces, now unknown or forgotten, and all was chaos. Marduk was chosen of the elders to fight Kur, and wrest power from the great sleeping serpent, who dwells beneath the mountain of the scorpion. Marduk was given a weapon and a sign, and 50 powers were given to him to fight the awful Tiamat, and each power had its weapon and its sign, and these are the mightiest possessions of the elder gods against the Ancient Ones who threaten from without, who threatens from the abyss, the Lord of Darkness, the masters of chaos, the unborn, the uncreated, who still wishes ill upon the race of men, and upon the elder gods who reside in their stars." Powerful stuff. And it alludes to something that a lot of people miss concerning dimensions and between spaces and voids and nothingness, and the role that the Anunnaki have actually had in our world. But within and as the Book of 50 Names, it serves as a grimoire, which they actually came up with a standalone book for, the Necronomicon Spellbook, but you can use the Necronomicon to accomplish the same feat. So, I will briefly talk about just a few of the names that I have found most useful. Alright, so some of these names of Marduk I have known. Maratuku, Master of Protection. His seal may be used as a talisman because he doesn't have a word of calling. There is Bara Shakushu, Worker of Miracles in Hopeless Cases. His call is Balduru. Asaruludu, Defender of all nature of attacks. His call is Ban Maskum. Namtilaku, he guards the secret lore of necromancy, and his call is, get this one, Tu-ku-ku-tu-ku. Gotta love that. Namru guards the wisdom and knowledge of all natures, and his call is Baka Klamu. Tutu gives peace and happiness, removing despair and grief. His call is Diri Gugin. Ziku reveals the nature of hidden riches and treasure, and his call is Gigi Meganpa. Tuku is the lord of spelljamming and magical warfare. His call is Mashamashti. Now, let me tell you something. That came in handy in high school. Thought I'd throw that out there. Surim can be commanded to kill without thought. His call is Mas Hangur Gurgle. Sugurum can be sent to find and kill unknown enemies, and his call is Mash Shadar. Zarim is powerful enough to destroy an entire army. Never tested that out, but at any rate, he's can be useful. His call is Mash Shagaranu. Mala gives self-confidence and courage. His call is Bak-ak Adug. Agilma is a worker of gentle rains and fierce storms. His call is Mash-Shahiguru. And Agilma is an interesting one, especially with agriculture in times of drought and whatnot. He can be very useful. Zulumar gives health and strength and removes illness, and his call is Andarabal. And Gibel increases self-awareness and can also raise lightning. And his call is Bal Angatura. Now, I do recommend, if you've seen Army of Darkness, I do recommend you acquire a source of having these names and words of power before you to be able to pronounce each and every vital syllable correctly.